Hi, I'm Megan Pinsler, and I help mothers break generational trauma and step into their God-given role as empowered, instinctive mothers. Together, we'll explore faith, healing, and nervous system regulation to help you thrive as the mother you were created to be. If you're ready to step into and embrace motherhood with confidence and peace, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Today, we are going to be talking about something that is deeply personal and powerful: breaking generational chains. Many of us were raised in families where dysfunction, fear, and trauma were unknowingly passed down. But here's the truth. Just because it was given to you doesn't mean you have to pass it on. So let's dive in. How does trauma get passed down through generations? And most importantly, how do we break the cycle? Trauma isn't just an event. It's the way our body, mind, and spirit hold on to pain when it doesn't have a chance to heal. And it doesn't just disappear, it lingers. It gets carried into relationships, parenting, even our physical health. One way it can get passed down is through learned behavior. If you are raised in a home where anger was the response to stress, where love felt conditional, or where emotional needs weren't met, you may find yourself repeating these same patterns even if you don't want to. Trauma is also passed down through nervous system dysregulation. Our bodies adapt to survival. If your mother was in a constant state of stress, if your father carried unresolved trauma, their nervous systems were likely dysregulated. And that affects the way they parented. If you grew up in a chaotic or unpredictable environment, your nervous system may be stuck in survival mode, responding with fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses. Another way is through spiritual strongholds. There are strongholds that can be passed down, but God has the power to break them all. Trauma, addiction, anxiety, and dysfunction can run in families for generations, but it doesn't have to. The good news is that Jesus came to set the captives free. Deuteronomy 7:9-16 says, "Therefore know that the Lord your God, He is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant and mercy for 1,000 generations with those who love Him and keep His commandments. And He repays those who hate Him to their face to destroy them." So not only can generational trauma be stopped, if you allow Him to, God can bring generational blessing to your family. You can be the change. You can be the one to change the story. So how do we break free? You may be wondering, how do we stop passing down pain and start creating a new legacy of healing? Here are 3 key steps to help you begin your journey. 1 is simply awareness, recognizing the patterns. You can't change what you don't see. Take a step back and ask yourself, what patterns am I repeating that I don't want to pass on? How do I respond to stress, and where did I learn that? What emotional wounds from my childhood still affect me today? The goal isn't blame, it's understanding. Once you see it, you can change it. 2, healing the nervous system, moving from survival to safety. Trauma keeps us stuck in survival mode, but healing helps us shift into safety. This is where somatic work comes in. Simple practices like deep breathing, grounding exercises, and intentional rest can help retrain your nervous system to feel safe and calm, not just in chaos. Try this. Next time you feel triggered, pause. Take a deep breath. In for 5, hold for 2, and exhale for 8. Do this for about 2 to 3 times to help you become more regulated. Regulating your body helps you respond instead of react. 3, Spiritual renew, inviting God into the healing process. The ultimate healing comes from Christ. Trauma tells us we are alone, unworthy, and stuck in the past. But God tells us we are loved, redeemed, and made new. Psalm 94:19 says, "When doubts filled my mind, your comfort gave me renewed hope and cheer." Psalm 91:3-4 says, "For he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly disease. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection." If you're carrying generational pain, you don't have to carry it alone. Bring it to God, surrender it, pray for healing, and trust that you are being equipped to create a new story for your family. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one your family has been waiting for, and you don't have to be perfect to change the story. You just have to be willing. Take a moment to pause and reflect. What's one pattern you're choosing to break in your own motherhood journey? What's one healing practice you can start today? Leave a comment, send me a message, or share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more support in breaking generational trauma and stepping into the peaceful, empowered motherhood God designed for you, make sure to follow and stay connected. Until next time, you are seen, you are loved, and you are breaking chains.